as they tumble out of a bag, a metallic ring, like a wind chime swinging in a gentle breeze. I tap the upturned bags, but static keeps the inside of the bags coated with fine bone powder mixed with dirt. I become distracted by the thought of these bags as a metaphor for repatriation, how hard it is to purge ourselves of the troubled past. The remnants of human lives cling stubbornly. 3 Native Americans stand by, scrutinizing the macabre task unfolding before them. After all of the pine coffins are filled, one of the white-haired elders steps forward. He is dressed like a cowboy, but has the bearing of a high priest, full of quiet dignity. While chanting a muted prayer, he brushes the bones with a thick bundle of sage, which blesses them and broadcasts a soft scent of grass. He asks me to fasten the lids in place. He does not want to touch the bones. He's already put himself at awful risk. The ancestral spirits have been stirred. He could become very sick. The elder says he is worried that we museum people, we non-Indians, have also endangered ourselves. I let him bless me with a fan of lustrous eagle feathers, which he grazes across my face and the outline of my body. I want to prove I respect this medicine man, but his beliefs are not mine. I do not fear bones. I am an anthropologist and a museum curator trained to balance a curiosity about religion with science's cold view that human remains are only devices for decoding history. For me, bones are no different from shards of pottery to be pieced back into beautiful vases. But I know for these Native American traditionalists, the bones in the boxes are pulsating with power. For them, the dead are not really dead at all. The museum's collection has interrupted the natural order of the world, threatening the health of the living and the spiritual journeys of the ancestors. My museum has unleashed a chaos that only might be contained if the remains are returned to the earth. For them, repatriation is a religious duty, not a political victory. Although these Native Americans did not ask for their ancestors to be excavated, they have accepted the burden of reburial to become my museum's reluctant undertakers. Repatriation derives from the Latin repatriatus, meaning to go home again. In the last several decades, repatriation has become a global controversy as communities and nations struggle to reclaim their stolen heritage from museums and private collections. The debates are now familiar, if not often well understood. The ancient Parthenon marbles, known also as the Elgin marbles in the British Museum claimed by Greece, the priceless artifacts of the Incan capital, Machu Picchu at Yale, returned to Peru, the Momokai, mummified tattoo heads in natural history museums claimed by Maori traditionalists in New Zealand, art looted by the Nazis, claimed by the descendants of Holocaust victims. These disputes pale in comparison to what has transpired in the United States. Hundreds of tribes have confronted 1,500 museums over the fate of more than 200,000 Native American skeletons and 1 million grave goods and sacred objects. Who owns the past? This is the question that often frames these battles, which have exposed the dark colonial histories of museums, cast doubt on the morals of collecting, and shifted the control over humanity's common heritage. The query means who really has the right to decide the fate of collections, the things that make up, in the provocative phrase of historian Douglas Cole, procurable culture. Museums that care for the objects of history or the communities whose ancestors made them. Yet this basic question raises many more. Why do museums collect objects? Why stones and skulls? Why is it so offensive that some things are stored, studied, and exhibited in museums? What are the legal rights of museums and the moral claims of tribes? How can a museum decide why it should return a human bone or sacred object to its homeland? What do we lose when artifacts go home again? And what do we gain? Often, I have sat in the Denver Museum storeroom of the dead and pondered these raveled questions. As an anthropologist and museum curator, it's my job to untangle them. My interest in the past was not always so complicated. In high school in Tucson, Arizona, I discovered archaeology, which perfectly melded my love of exploring wild places with an honest but naive fascination with the noble Indian, romanticized in pop culture like one of my favorite childhood